Hello everyone, welcome to Gold Block Career, your personal finance and personal growth podcast. In this episode, we'll be talking about the art of setting and achieving a goal. How we can drastically improve our chances to reach the goal or passion we wish we had or strive for in our lives. Now, setting a goal is no easy task. Oftentimes we have no clear goal in our mind and just go with the flow of life. We take the opportunity of whatever we're confronted with and keep going without a clear scope of what, or most importantly, why we keep doing what we're doing. This is a very common way of thought that many of us have, and the consequences are devastating. We don't enjoy what we're doing. Work is supposed to be thrilling, something to look forward to every day, with constant challenges, learning and strengthening your social network. But for this to happen, we need to set a clear goal in our mind. A goal that may seem unreachable at present, but with enough passion can be achieved step by step. This is extremely important. Visualization of a goal. Many experts suggest that visualization often leads to reality, and this is no supposition. In fact, it makes total sense. Once you have a goal in mind, it's all a matter of time and consistency before you actually reach it. Just imagine for a moment that your goal is to reach the top of a building. The steps in every staircase are the tasks you need to complete in order to reach your goal. There may be bigger or smaller hurdles in your way, bigger challenges to overcome, but as long as you keep going up the stairs, you're one step closer to your goal. Since you're visualizing the end, you're progressing towards it. However, most people remain stagnant and confused, standing on one step and moving left and right, unable to decide or to reach the next step. This brings frustration, stress, and overall discontent. It's almost like you're navigating in total darkness without any light source. Without any directions, it's practically impossible to reach your desired goal. So then the first and optimal step you need to take is to adopt a burning desire to do something in particular. There must be something that you're particularly fond of, whatever it might be. Maybe you won't be able to dedicate yourself 100% to your passion due to money issues or whatever, but you can start investing your time in what you're really interested in. Of course, after working from Monday to Friday, we usually want to enjoy the weekend after all the hard and unsatisfying work we have done. This is a trap that most people fall into. Taking joy in ephemeral pleasures, instant gratification, falling into the vicious circle of unsatisfying work and instant gratification. This doesn't mean that it is a bad thing to dedicate some leisure time for yourself. As long as you're progressing towards your goal, as long as you're dedicating some of your leisure time towards what really matters to you. That is very powerful. The most difficult thing here is to delay gratification to something that seems like a hassle at the moment, but is obviously an illusion masked by the desire to be gratified. Knowing that you need to sacrifice the present to enjoy the future is the mindset shift you need to get yourself closer to defining and setting your goal, as well as progressing. Once you learn to do this, start climbing up the steps. It doesn't matter if you go slowly, that's part of the journey, which is the most enriching part of the process. After all, reaching the end instantly wouldn't have the same impact as struggling to achieve something and going through a process of learning. Imagine if we could reach any goal at the snap of our fingers. So then, now that we know how to define our goal, start taking actions, real and tangible actions. Take a blank sheet of paper and dedicate yourself at least 30 minutes to visualizing your goal. Start writing, drawing, making schemes and sketches. This creative process is vital to clarify and define your goal, since you might have a lot of goals in mind, but they remain there, as simple thoughts or wishes, without actually putting them into a tangible perspective. This simple exercise is what you need to do first. The second thing you need to do is to act. Pure action leads to the best results. Whatever might be your goal, learning a new language, a new skill, launching a business, taking the first step is all you need to keep the momentum. What goes hand in hand with action is consistency and building a habit. This is the act of completing your small tasks. After all, your goal is too complex and too large to tackle head on, which is why we should divide it in smaller tasks to avoid being overwhelmed and remain stagnant in our progress. If we can't go from task A to task B, we should keep refining and mastering task A before jumping to the next task. This builds enormous confidence and keeps us motivated to keep going. In your journey to achieve your goal, reaching the end of the week should not bring excessive relief onto you, since that is a clear sign that you're not enjoying what you do, and that means redefining your scope to better match your real goal. You should be looking forward to the process, since the end goal is a simple byproduct. It is the consequence of your actions. The more you delve into the process and the less desperate about the goal you are, the higher your performance will be. It is important to have a clear state of mind with the least background noise as possible, to focus and prioritize solely on your goal. Forget about secondary details or getting lost in different roads that lead to dead ends or unfruitful results. To get rid of all that background noise, you can practice mindfulness, which is being aware of your thoughts without judging between what is right and what is wrong, as well as being in the present moment and being aware that you are in the present. And that is what actually matters, not the past or the future. The past can be used to reminisce about, and the future to set goals, but what matters is what you're doing now. Taking some alone time to relax, closing your eyes and meditate, being a simple observer of your thoughts, like logs traveling across the water current. Meditation is just like music. You're not waiting for it to end, you're enjoying the moment. It has been scientifically demonstrated that having a clear mind is a key element in stress reduction and overall happiness. If you're thinking about creating something that can be monetized, money should not be something you should obsess about, since it simply comes from value creation. Creating content that is valuable to the public will eventually attract a certain segment of the population that are interested and willing to invest money in exchange for your value. Never focus on the money, create value and money will follow. However, creating value is not an easy task at all. It comes after lots of trial and error, failing one time after another. These difficult times can demotivate people. It's important to comprehend that it is part of the process. Success without failure is like a night without stars. They are the opposite faces of a coin. It's also important to note that it's never too late. You might be discouraged seeing many people doing what you wish to be doing. Competition will always be present. Learning to live with it is the best choice, as well as not comparing yourself with someone that is years deep into the process, constantly refining and completing tasks, while you have just begun. We're constantly bombarded with false recipes of achieving overnight success. Fortunately, this is the world we live in, a world where success is sold as magical pills, of course, in exchange for your money. It's all a business. A wretched business targeting the vulnerable-minded individuals who do not possess the mental fortitude or have the sufficient tools to call out this nonsense. Blinded by the attractive offers of companies that create products that we don't need, but creating the illusions that we do need them. We need to fight against this, establish common sense and regain our consciousness. There are many so-called personal finance gurus that want to sell you their courses to achieve success. This almost never works. If you have any of these courses, you should be unsubscribing. Don't get me wrong, some personal finance gurus are really good, but what actually matters is not a simple course that teaches you lessons that you aren't gonna apply. It's all about action. Start implementing actions in your life and making a habit out of them and being consistent. It's extremely important to not get romanticized about wealth or amazing results in a short period of time, or comparing yourself to other successful people, being frustrated on why you aren't as successful as them. After all it does is sink your morale, confidence, and self-esteem, all negative aspects that act as additional barriers to your journey on top of the building. If you show motivation, confidence, high self-esteem, optimism, consistency, habits, and a burning desire to achieve, those are the most powerful and lethal instruments to eliminating obstacles and making your way to your goal. Secret formulas or shortcuts work for a minority that solely depend on luck and appropriate timing. Moreover, they are extremely short-lived, since luck has no strong foundation to continue building on. Eventually, it will collapse, since it's built from top to bottom. What really works is building from bottom to top. Through hard work and persistence, you're building extremely solid blocks and a megalithic foundation. It is these small, smart, consistent steps that allow you to achieve your goals. Success, in a way, is failing one time after another and not being emotionally scarred or unmotivated by the event. Failure is a state of mind. Changing the mindset can change your whole perspective. Failure only happens when you acknowledge its existence and suffer thus its consequences. Failure can subsequently lead to new undiscovered territory to be explored, unlocking the potential for new experiences, and may originate life-changing moments, which could then be considered success. I linked 5 great personal growth books in the description box to help you start investing in yourself and consolidating your goals. As you invest in yourself, you start growing both intellectually and personally, gaining invaluable experiences that you can then share with other people and relish in unison. Being able to influence other people has been demonstrated to be a key factor in success and achievement. Being able to put yourself into the perspective of another person, as well as being empathic and confident, has tremendous positive effects on how people view you. Always do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. That is the golden rule of relationships. So, just for a quick recap of this episode, you should start writing your goal on a piece of paper to begin visualizing it. Take action and complete small tasks, mastering one and continuing to the next. Be consistent and make it a habit. Over time, results will appear. Practice mindfulness for stress reduction, happiness, and a clear state of mind. Don't run after money. When you create value, money will eventually come. Build your foundation from bottom to top, with solid blocks representing small and smart steps. Invest in yourself and influence others. Please share this podcast with your friends and family if you found it useful. Thanks for listening. Until next time.